Studio 70 passing gear. So you got a hot rod and you want an ignition switch, which is the one that you go with. All you can find really are these Amazon styles. They range from 30 to, I think they're down to like $10 now. They look simple enough. You're thinking, oh yeah, other than the keys are super simple. I mean, anybody could defeat it, but it's kind of nice to just have one. So, oh, what's going to go wrong with that? So I go to start my project truck, cranks over, and then all of a sudden I hear this ping and something falls on the floor, and that's what's left of it. The problem with these are there's a pinch fit between this plastic and the pot metal housing, and after time, after using the key, they just spin around. They don't stay in place, so you never know if you're going to get ignition or if it's going to stay running or what's going on. So I find this design on Amazon. It's by DB Electric, Pollock. A little bit different hookups, not a big deal. But I bought it because it's got the Ford lightning bolt on the key, because it's going in a 55. And you can see it's like completely, you know, super secure. I mean, nobody's going to be able to defeat that key. The difference between this style, you have an accessory off, and then you have run and start. And this is not a big deal. This is just has off, accessory, and start. A little simpler. Hopefully, this pressed body, it's the same thing. It seems like it's got a little bit more secure. But the one in the truck now I've had just during the process of putting the new engine in, and it's already given up. So I've got to have this one on bat, so that one, when that thing comes apart, I've got another switch. And I don't know if one of you guys has an idea. I thought about beating this with a hammer or crushing it a little bit in the vise or something to keep it from rotating, but it seems like, you know, extra work that you shouldn't have to do, and you'll probably break this plastic housing anyway. So anyway, that's my rant for the day. If you guys have a better solution on an ignition key that goes in the dash for, you know, a hot rod style project, let us know. I put this in the vise and I tried to pinch it down so it wouldn't rotate. Just open it up even more so it rotates even easier. So now what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a little hole and put a set pin to keep that plastic totally located. Absolutely better than factory. It's the smallest screw I could find. Now it's totally solidly located, does not rotate, and I just found where there was the most plastic, which is right at the end of these spines that are between the metal contacts, and there's nothing on the inside, it's just a contact that runs across these. So we should be good to go. So one more problem with this style of switch, however, I think it's a little better built. The hole is substantially bigger for the dash, and I just don't have the room to make the hole bigger, and I don't want to drill it out. So I think I'm going to end up sending this one back or keep it for another project, and I'm going to take the one that's in it out and do the drill trick. So I got out my handy dandy science class calipers. That's a 1-inch bore as opposed to, what's that say, about 9/16. Actually, it's about 11/16 on that one, and that one is an inch. Kind of not a huge difference, but a big enough difference I don't want to use it. And the other thing with these switches that you want to be aware of, When it says it has an ignition and a run, or accessory and run, they're both basically run, because if you turn it back like you would on a factory ignition, everything still is ignited. It's not, doesn't turn any circuits off. So for instance, if you want the fuel pump to be on accessory so it doesn't run when you're sitting in the car, it doesn't do that. It'll keep running. Doesn't matter if it's in the accessory position or in the run position. So I guess you got to run a toggle switch or be some electrical guy that knows how to defeat that. But, and I'm sure it's the same, it's got to be the same way with that. There's no true accessory position where certain circuits are not excited when you want to just sit in the car and listen to the radio, for example.